In 2019, I launched a nonprofit Christian disability ministry called Young Life Capernaum. In Young Life Capernaum, we focus on reaching kids in our area for kids with special needs. Currently, I work with kids who have trisomy 21, trisomy 22, and autism spectrum disorder. It is through these kids that I've realized the lack of opportunity kids with special needs have, just in the lack of their social engagement. You notice that kids with disabilities are often put in separate classrooms, which prevents general educated students from ever getting to meet these kids. I wanted to create a space where kids can simply engage in meaningful occupations without daily barriers they face to achieve their goals, which is catered to a world without disability. Parents always seem to raise the same question, and that is, will my child ever be accepted here? And part of my responsibility is to smile with tons of joy and say, yes, we welcome your child here and we love them. One of my students is diagnosed with trisomy 22, which is a chromosomal disorder where she has a duplication of her chromosome in the 22nd one. So she communicates primarily through sign language. So I've learned to sign, how are you feeling? And she'll tell me she's feeling happy or she's feeling sad. I ask her, do you want to go on a walk or do you want to play? And lastly, I tell her I love her. I think that's so important. Okay, ready? We're gonna sing.
Oh no,
Yes! Ready? Can you say, Jesus? You want to do Jesus? Jesus. So through learning sign language, I've learned that just because she communicates differently than I'm used to, it doesn't make her any less of an individual. Occupational therapy is all about finding creative solutions so an individual can build self-esteem and reach maximum autonomy. For one of my autistic kiddos, one way that I do this is by actually having a bag full of fidgets for her to play with. So fidgets help her body relax and prevent her sensory system from being overstimulated by external factors. This, in the end, makes her happier, which makes my job a whole lot easier. Our vision with Young Life Capernaum is to create a lasting ministry where students with special needs have equal opportunity as those in general education. My team and I host events each week that encompasses playtime, bonding opportunities, and many of the games we do help children perfect their fine motor skills. My joy is seeing their smiles, hearing their laughter, and knowing that we are making a difference in their lives. By the time I was 18, I knew I wanted to be an occupational therapist, specifically working with individuals with disabilities. In launching and working for a ministry that focuses on students with special needs, I've acquired many skills that make me excited to start learning in depth about different disabilities and needs. Unfortunately, today there's not a lot of disability research or advocacy. I have directly witnessed this in working with my student who has trisomy 22. In wanting to learn more about trisomy 22, I quickly realized there was little to no research about it, which frustrated me. I hope to normalize and advocate for individuals with disabilities, hoping that at least everyone will get the chance to befriend one of these awesome individuals. Although I currently work for middle school students with special needs, my desire is actually to be an occupational therapist in the geriatric community, specifically in senior or rehabilitation centers. Occupational therapists will implement interventions in areas such as cognitive, self-management, prevention, and home-based rehabilitation, which all hope to maintain activities of daily living. Occupational therapists can help improve the lives of senior citizens through physical exercise. I, as someone who is very active, hope to implement this in my own practice to help promote longevity within senior communities. In working with kids with special needs, I recognize how important playtime and exercise are to build self-esteem and autonomy. In the older community, not much is different besides pace of the given activity. Exercise prolongs an individual's health to remain engaged in meaningful occupation. Studies have looked at the importance of physical exercise in individuals diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and have found that their speed and gait in walking improved far better than any other rehabilitation program without exercise. I want to provide support to senior communities struggling with motor or cognitive disabilities through rehabilitation, physical exercise, or ADL intervention. I want to prioritize the last stage in their life through supporting meaningful occupation and providing care. I want to also create a space and an environment where patients feel welcomed and confident that they are where they need to be, just as I did in the launching of Young Life Capernaum.
Here, that's yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.